Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, this is my co-host Teddy, and today we're doing a gaming mouse review, something we haven't done for a little while. And we're going to be checking out this guy. It's the SteelSeries Rival 700. So this one will be quite interesting because it's loaded with a bunch of sort of extra features and stuff like that. So let's jump right into it then with the key specs. So the sensor that it's coming with is the Pixart PMW 3360 optical gaming sensor, and that will go up to a whopping 16,000 CPI. Yeah, wow, alright. Let's go that high then. It comes with a polling rate of 1000 Hertz, and it's actually modular, so this can be switched out, although I don't know why you would want to, as this optical sensor is fantastic, which we'll talk about a bit more later, but it can be switched if you want to go to a laser sensor to the Pixart ADNS 9800 laser gaming sensor, which has a CPI of 8200, so if you want to go down that route, you can. Now it is coming with RGB lighting on the scroll wheel and on the rear logo there. It's coming with an OLED display on the left hand side, which is interesting, I should say. You can switch out the cable as well if you really want to, so I just used the braided cable and that was fine. But you can switch that out too if you want. You can also switch out the cover plate at the back, that just pops off really easy, and also the rear Rival logo, which is something you've been able to do on Rival gaming mice for quite some time now. It has tactile alerts, which is basically vibration, but it only works in 3 games, so yeah, not the most useful right now, but maybe that'll change in the future, and it's right-handed only. So now let's talk about the looks of the Rival 700 and what do I think of the way it looks. So I think it looks really serious, really premium. You know, this is a no mucking around gaming mouse, and I think it reflects that. The design is really nice. It's got a lot of what we've come to expect from a Rival. It's quite a long sort of low profile gaming mouse. So that's quite cool. I really like that. The RGB lighting is fantastic. It works really well, though it is quite limited to that rear logo and the scroll wheel, but it still looks very good. The OLED display on the side, I had it, showing Tech Showdown, is quite cool, but I wonder about the practicality of it. Now, you can set it up so that it'll show your kills in a game or your deaths or anything like that if you really want to, but honestly, it's quite hard to see when you're actually gaming unless you play with, like, your arms stretched all the way out sideways. So yeah, I don't know how practical it actually is, but it was a nice idea, I'll put it that way. And overall, I just think it's a good looking, nice gaming mouse. It's just, yeah, that's pretty much it. Dark, but yeah, it looks really nice. Smooth on top, but quite grippy on the sides. Now, comfort-wise, so I thought it was tremendously comfortable. It was very, very nice to use. I had no wrist issues with it at all, although one thing I will say is this is quite a large gaming mouse. So if you're someone with small hands, then maybe try it in a store first because it is quite large. But I have quite large hands myself, so it works out really, really nicely for me. So that was really good. It's coming with a weight of 135 grams, which is a bit more on the heavier side of things, although I thought it was not too bad myself, and I thought it was just fine. Generally, I prefer mice to be on the heavier side of things, but that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, I thought it was very, very comfortable to use, and I had no issues with it at all when it came to comfort. It was very, very good. Now let's talk about that sensor. So the 3360 optical sensor is amazing. You've probably heard a few people talk about it if you look at a lot of mice reviews and stuff like that. It is really, really, really good. So yeah, perfect. Definitely one of the best sensors I've ever used. Absolutely fantastic. I set it to 2500 DPI. That's where I kind of like to leave it, and that's where I put all my gaming mice that I review. Just set it to that. I was using it on a 4K display, so it makes more sense then. And it was just absolutely phenomenal. Very, very good. I had no issues at all. Just an absolutely superb sensor in this gaming mouse. Definitely one of the best ones. And the fact that it's modular, even if you don't want to switch it out for that laser sensor, it means that I suppose if anything breaks, you could just, switch it out and put a new one in. So that's quite cool. And that goes for all the other parts that are interchangeable on this. So it is quite a nice idea and one of the benefits of having a modular gaming mouse. So let's talk now about the buttons and the scroll wheel. So the right and left click were also very, very good. They have a decent amount of travel, but a nice tactile click to them. It felt really satisfying. So those were really good. The side buttons, on the other hand, are a bit of a mixed bag. So the forward and back buttons, like normal, are very good, but it has another button at the very front, and even for my large hands, it was actually quite hard to reach it. So a bit of a muck up there. I don't think anybody's going to be using it for anything in games. You could probably set it to like a grenade button, but it is quite far forward, so that was a little bit of a design flaw there from my point of view anyways. And there's just a DPI button up on top. It's pretty self-explanatory. But the scroll wheel also was a bit funny. So the scroll wheel itself works fine, and I really like it. It's not too stiff, not too soft. It just felt really good. However, it's quite low profile. Like, it's quite far receded into the gaming mouse, and I didn't really like that. I would have rather it be a little bit higher up for me personally, but that is just another personal sort of criticism of it that I thought. But you might not have an issue with it. But if you're a person like me that likes to, have quite a bit of a scroll wheel sticking out so you can, scroll really easily on it, get that full sort of like half turn, then it might be something also that might put you off a little bit. But honestly, at the end of the day, it didn't make that much of a difference. So it's just more a little, I'm just splitting hairs a little bit. So let's talk about some of the additional features then. So the software it's coming with is the SteelSeries Engine 3, which is decent. I mean, it's very clean looking. However, when it comes to this mouse, it was pretty complicated and a little bit confusing. I actually had to look up a guide to use it properly and get everything going. You probably don't have to. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything, or else you guys would go crazy when I did this review. But yeah, it's not that intuitive. I would have liked it if it was a bit more simple, although it's still simpler than Corsair's software, which is just hideously complicated, and it's required to read the guide in order to use it. So it's not that bad. The tactile settings, though, as I said, are very limited to only 3 games, which is really frustrating, although I like the implementation, and I would like to see more vibrating gaming mice going forward, because I think they could be very useful in certain games, and I think I really just like the idea of it going forward. And plus, consoles have had vibrating controls for ages, so I suppose it's about time that gaming mice had vibration also. But that's, again, just my personal opinion. It's something I think. Although, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Do you think it's worth it having a vibrating gaming mouse, or not? You would rather not have it? And I'm very curious to actually see what you think. Which brings us now to the conclusion. And what do I make of the SteelSeries Rival 700? So right now the price is $159 over at Playtech, which honestly is a little bit on the high side. And yeah, but it does come, in its defense, it does come with a bunch of features. There's a lot that you get with this gaming mouse, although, as I said, the OLED display I find a little bit on the gimmicky side, although the vibration, I think, if you could use it with more games, would actually be quite a solid feature to have. So yeah, overall, I do recommend it. This is a fantastic gaming mouse. If you are someone that really thinks they're going to take advantage of some of these cool features that it comes with, or you are just a person looking for a very comfortable gaming mouse with an absolutely fantastic sensor, and you really, really want one with a really good sensor in it, then yeah, I would take a look at the Rival 700. It is a superb gaming mouse, although it does have a few cons that you do need to be aware of. Now, I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.